Support for today's Tifo Football video comes from Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Visit manscaped.com and use the promo code TIFO for 20% off and free shipping. Harry Kane, at the time of writing, is the Premier League's leading assist provider, with 6 of those coming for Son Heung-Min goals. The Kane-Son axis could be this season's version of Mahrez-Vardy or Lampard-Drogba. But is this really a reinvention of Kane from scorer to provider? Kane has consistently contributed assists, as this table of his Spurs' career excluding penalties shows, but there has been a huge growth in his ability to set up others. He's of course always been a striker who's dropped off, and his passing is underappreciated, probably because his goal-scoring ability has always taken precedence in any assessment, which is natural as a striker. Kane's crossing has always been very good too. His cross for Eric Lamela against Crystal Palace in September 2019 is a great example of how he can whip in a low ball to find a runner. And his ability to move wide works well if Spurs have runners coming from deep, or as with Lamela against Palace, stretching the play by coming from the far side to the ball. In fact, Kane's through passing and ability to create was, in the past, often most seen in wide areas. He can slide a pass into the channel between the fullback and the centre-back for an overlapping run, drift in teasing crosses from the right half space that bend away from the keeper, as he did for the Son header against Huddersfield in March 2018, or angle them in from the left. So, what's changed? Well, there are a number of main reasons why Kane's innate ability to create with a sublime range of passing is to the fore now. Firstly, Spurs have changed their approach play under Mourinho. The intricacy of passing around the box, which did see Kane drop off for runners moving past him but in much tighter spaces, has gone and made way for a more counter-attacking approach. This allows Kane to drop deeper and play longer passes, but also crucially opens up space for the athleticism of Son, Moura, Bergwijn and in the future, Bale. The key is that Kane is being found between the lines, either after a press-breaking run or a penetrative pass, but with runners ahead of him and deep enough that his passes can go into space. These runners are either cutting from out to in, typically the runs of Son Heung-Min or Lucas Moura, or Kane is himself in a slightly wider position and able to slide a pass through centrally. This is less common, although his assist for Spurs' 4th goal against Southampton showed that his own lateral movement can bring Kane into good positions to find a runner from deep. He doesn't just exist between the lines. And also Son's development into one of the league's outstanding attackers has been crucial to this, as has Tottenham's shift away from quick passing interchanges with 3 or 4 players in and around the box to a more expansive vertical game in transition. In addition, this has been helped by this season's trend towards higher defensive lines and the overall movement of football towards increased levels of pressing. As Spurs brutally exposed against Southampton, a high defensive line can offer huge opportunities to runners like Son, and Kane can find space between the lines if the midfield is pushing up to press. This then gives him time to pick a pass against a backline that Son can accelerate past. It's why teams playing this way need to have a goalkeeper who is able to commit to sweeping or extremely fast defenders capable of recovering runs. Previously, as Spurs sought to dominate possession and squeeze the opposition back, the quick interplay of Kane, Dele Alli, Eriksen and others allowed them to play through defences that were more compact. Kane's ability to hold up the ball against a centre-back and play clever through passes was still in evidence here, but often he would then try to run on to receive a through pass or drop off and shoot from distance. Now that he's being afforded more space, he's able to show the repertoire of passing from distance, complete with perfect weight and bend that marks him out as a genuinely brilliant creative player and not just a finisher. And there are also 2 additional factors which mean Kane may be doing more creating in the future. Although Spurs have midfielders in Lo Celso and Ndombele who can break the press and pick a pass, the genuine guile of Eriksen has not been replaced. This means that there is no passer in the 10 or an advanced 8 role who can make the kind of passes that Eriksen could and that Kane can, so the burden falls on Kane more than in previous seasons. And secondly, Kane's injury issues mean that this more withdrawn role may suit him. It's not wildly speculative to suggest that Spurs could even line up in a 4-2-3-1 with Kane as a 10 and Bale ahead of him as a central attacker. Both players can drop off or push up and create for others, although it's still more likely that the 4-3-3 will persist with Bale on the right, his quick runs in field fed by Kane from the 10 position. So what's interesting is how we judge players. Kane has always had this ability, but because of a change in approach, it's now more noticeable. Longer passes can require more technical ability and vision, and we tend to notice them more because they happen in space rather than congested areas. Kane has always been a brilliant passer, long or short, cross or through ball, and always tried to take up these sorts of positions. His goal-scoring ability and Spurs' tactics just haven't allowed it to be so obvious until now. Today's video was brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped is now available in the UK, and suddenly we all have access to the tools for the job. Tools such as their Lawnmower 3.0, an electric trimmer which features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents, and of course also their Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. You can now keep your nose and ear hair looking clean-shaven. Would you like to do that, Seb?
I certainly would. As I get older, that gets more important, definitely.
And as you get older, yeah, you're right, because your hair in the nose and the ears gets longer, and the head shrinks, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Alex, did you know that the battery for the Lawnmower 3.0 lasts up to 90 minutes, so you can take a longer shave, and I believe that would be useful for you.
That would be very useful. I have a lot of body hair.
So, of course, both of these flagship items come inside the Manscaped Performance Package, along with other quality products like their athletic boxer briefs, Seb.
Ooh, lovely.
Well, you can get 20% off and free shipping by visiting manscaped.com and entering the promo code TIFO. Yes, that's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com with the promo code TIFO.
So that's good quality razors at a reasonable price with 20% off with free shipping.
Fantastic. And of course, Alex next week will be as smooth as a bowling ball, knocking down those pins. Hey, Alex?
There's an image for you.